And if the elected officials are not going to do this, then we just all here for nothing. Now, if you're wrong, send them to jail. Take them to jail. Due process. Let the law deal with it. Until we stand up collectively as a community, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever religious background you have, until we do that collectively, we're going to be coming to these meetings and we're going to be having funerals. I pray that no other kid lose their life. But if you want it to be done, let those men, let the organizations, the David Carlsons of, I know it's some confidential, but cause and effect. There's a cause, there's an effect after these things happen. Like the brother said, when you go to the hospital, it's a frenzy. You gotta have the right people in that hospital to tell them. What do you want somebody else's mother to feel like this woman feel right here? Until that happens, y'all, we're gonna be going through the same thing. Thank you for your time.
And I just want to say one thing. I used to work for Honeywell, and they used to tell us this: if you can't document it, you didn't do it. You understand? And a lot of the work that some of the men in this room have done, they didn't document it. And that's the technical assistance that is needed sometimes to show proof of the work. These guys have documentation, okay? And that makes all the difference.
It seems like to me, this is the help that we say we've been wanting. Did I? Seems like to me the help is coming.
Is it the right help? Is it the right help?
So what? I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what
we talking about the mayor. Say something about what he been doing.
That's what the matter is. And then they gone. I don't like to talk when people gone. I like to talk in their face. And those people that left are the ones that's on the street. That's what I'm trying to ask you guys. How do we do it? We see what you're saying. We know that they had the plan that they said the plan up to Chicago to get it going up there, to help get it going up there. So them are important people, very important people. No matter if it's 50 years ago. Those are the ones that teach us what we have to do next. So I'm trying to talk as a community that's working in the community on something different, on education, on housing, on the economic side. I'm glad you're here because the system up here, they just had a press conference with Freeman, Mike Freeman, R.T. Ryback, Don Samuels, all these guys were, Bishop Howe, one of our pastors were all sitting in a press conference talking about how to charge the kids federally. You know, didn't nobody say nothing then. Nobody said anything when you talk about putting our kids in jail. That's their method. Their method is a law enforcement method. How do we get around that to say we really do care about our kids? Everybody got problems. So I'm saying when they talking, those are important people that walked out. And they walked out to make a statement. And don't take that statement lightly. If this is something that the community organizations are supposed to work with and supposed to do, then how are we going to make the mayor tell us what to do? He got his choices. He got his choices, and some of your speakers will let you know when they telling you, when they talking about the people that left. But they didn't say that when they here. Say it in their face. Those guys are out on the street. I know that. I don't do what they do, but I support what they do. Trying to do it for nothing. And it shouldn't be about money, but you said it earlier in your speech about somebody got to eat. You got to eat somewhere. How they going to eat? When they out there trying, who's going to be the one that run up to these kids when they're killing each other to try to stop them? That's what they do. That's what they do. They've been through it. Like Jamie said, I have so much respect for what Lord Jamie Green said. That in turn, I know when he got shot. When he got shot 5 times. Because he had my car. He got my car shot up. That was my car. And then he told me to go get it. And he asked me why I didn't go get it. You know, it's been shot up. So I know what's happening on the street, and I got respect for Bass since he came up here and told him to wrap it up. You know, I know that's what Bass said. Without even, I know how they go. But I'm asking y'all to really respect what those guys said and let's put something together, because we want to save our children. I'm telling you, we want to save our children. These people in the room, I know they want to save our children, but if we don't all come together, we're not going to save them. So that's what I'm saying.
This cameraman had his hand up a long time ago.
Just talk about Spike and then don't say nothing. I'm gonna defend Spike.
Thank you. My name is Don Allen with the Independent Business News Network and USA Radical Black. I just like to tell people at CeaseFire, in spite of what you've been told, you're walking into a hornet's nest in Minneapolis.
Let it be known.
Second of all, you've seen the movie The Spook Who Sat by the Door? Okay? Traditionally here, you're going to have a lot of African-American men that work within the infrastructure tell you that we can control these Negroes. We can direct you in the right place. That they actually have no control at all, other than place mantle pieces sitting there doing what they do every day to collect a check from the city or the state. Okay? Thirdly, I'm trying to find out, we have current funding streams through Shiloh International Ministries, the Peace Foundation, who our newspaper here at the Johannesburg Times, said that they were responsible for the drop in violence in 2009. This is the Peace Foundation. Are they going to redirect some of that funding to you, and then this funding, the $270,000 that went to Shiloh International Ministry, would they redirect that funding for this project? Or how is this going to be funded?
We don't receive any funding actually. Our work is supported by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, so our training and technical assistance services are part of a grant that they gave us to replicate this model. So the money goes directly, at least in other sites, to the community-based organization that's responsible for implementing it. Usually that's through a subcontract. So that community.
Have to come out of some local funds then, correct?
I'm not sure exactly what grant you're talking about, so I can't speak to that specific grant, but usually it is a subcontract between the lead agency, which for instance, in Kansas City is the Office of the City Manager, but then subcontract with a community group. Well, that's actually not there. New York State. So New York State, we're launching 10 sites in Albany, Syracuse, Rochester, 4 sites in New York City, in Harlem, and Brooklyn. Those are all community-based organizations like the Mission Society in Harlem, or the Crown Heights Community Mediation Center in Brooklyn. So those organizations receive the funding through a contract with the state of New York. And so that contract is based on a scope of work for the documentation we're talking about, the deliverables. So for instance, we have, our workers would have to have 15 highest risk clients. They have to meet with them every, there's a certain number of times they have to meet with them. Those types of measures are part of that scope, just to make sure that the work is being conducted. We're trying to reach people before a shooting or killing happens. We have a specific role. Law enforcement has a different role, which is to respond to that